Hello, how you doing? Happy Monday to you. I hope all is well. Wanted to jump on here and give some encouragement, share a little bit about my story and why I go so hard when it comes to healthy and innovative work cultures, and why I am so big on being productive in every season and having a great impact. So I'm really excited for you to be tuning in. I'm going to give it a minute to see who joins me. And as you jump on, just let me know where you are streaming from, what city, what state, if you're in your office working late, or maybe you're in your kitchen. I was told that one person loves to sit and watch videos in their kitchen and stream, so that's great. I'm glad that you have found your happy place. If you are catching this on the replay, put hashtag replay. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited to just share a little bit of my story about when work makes you physically sick. It can also make you mentally sick also. I've experienced both. And I wanted to jump on and share because I know that I'm not the only one who has experienced this, or you may be currently experiencing it now. And so let me just dive right in. My name is Ashley Kennedy. I am the Chief Empowerment Officer at Empowered Inc. And I work with companies and organizations to help them to be more productive and have a greater impact and bring in greater revenue as they work with their teams and staffs to stay aligned with their mission, but to show value and honor to their team members. And so I wanted to jump on here and share about how work and when work makes you physically sick and ill, because that is very much a part of my testimony and something that has happened to me. And I know that I am not the only one that has experienced this in the past, and you may even be experiencing it now, if it's emotional, mental sickness, physical sickness. And so I wanted to jump on here, share my story, and also give some encouragement to let you know that there is hope, absolutely, and also to let you know that you are not crazy. Okay, you're not crazy, because I have experienced this. It's one of the reasons why I go so hard to help companies soar, with my SOAR method, to help them to be productive, because people are literally becoming physically ill because of the workplace, because of toxic work cultures, and sometimes even toxic leaders. And so I want to chat with that because there is hope. And I just want to share a little bit about my story and what I went through in this. And so I'll just go ahead and jump right in. Feel free to share this video, absolutely, because it will be some encouragement given as well as a solution. So there were some years ago where I was working at a particular place, and I would be driving there, and I want to say for at least a year, when I would get on the 480 bridge, which if you are in Cleveland, you know what I'm talking about, the transportation 480 bridge, my chest would begin to hurt really badly. I would feel as if I was having a heart attack each and every day on my way to work. It was terrible. It was terrible. Every single day as I was driving in, I would feel as if I was having a heart attack. Okay? It was the worst feeling ever. I thought I was going to die. I didn't know if anyone was going to find me. I didn't know if it was going to make my car spin out, if something really happened. That's just how bad it was. And I began to experience this again for at least a year. And so I knew that it was something wrong with this. I knew that it was not normal. And so I went to my doctor just to get checked out, to find out what's going on. Is there something wrong with my heart? And you want to know what the doctor told me? My doctor said, Miss Kennedy, there is nothing wrong with your heart, but you do need to decrease your stress level, and you need to make sure that you remove any extra pressure that you are putting on yourself. Now, as soon as my doctor told me that, I knew that there was something that I needed to do. I knew that there was something that I needed to do, because by them saying that there was nothing physically wrong with my heart, I knew that it was stress. I was having a panic attack each and every day for at least a year. Can you imagine how scary that is? If you have ever experienced that, just put a me in the comments. Or if you know someone who has experienced panic attacks, drop a me in the comments. I want to know who's riding with me. I want to know if anyone else has that same experience or can relate, or if you know someone else. So, again, this was happening to me each and every day for over a year. And I knew then that there was something that I needed to do to create a change. And so I'm on here to encourage us, because a lot of times we just sit and let things ride and ride and ride. We let it slide. We make excuses for why we are still in different environments, why we are not speaking up, why we are not using our voices. But I'm here to tell you that stress can and will kill you if left unchecked, if left unmanaged. And it's important that we know that. Now, this was some years ago, right? But we even now are in a very stressful time for some people. We have a lot of moving parts going on, a lot of different issues happening. And it is very important that we are mindful of our physical health, and definitely our physical health and our mental health and physical health, because these things can wear you down when you do not take care of yourself, and they can bring about an early death. I'm not trying to be morbid. I'm speaking from experience. If I had not taken heed to what was being told to me, it's very certain that I could be dead right now. Just being totally honest, because that is the amount of stress that I was under. Hey, Kat, how you doing? Hey. That is the amount of stress that I was under. And I'm here to tell you that no stress is worth dying over, okay? No job, no task, no project, no initiative. Now, I understand that there are things such as good stress and bad stress, but too many of us are dealing with bad stress left unchecked and left unmanaged. And again, that can kill you. So let me start rolling into some different solutions. Now, it's important that when you are experiencing these high levels of stress, that you begin to assess what's going on. So I went to my doctor. She said, there's nothing wrong with your heart. Therefore, I had to start taking a look at, when did I start feeling this pressure, this stress? It was on my way to work. Now, I knew I had a very high pressure job. There was a lot going on, and it was a toxic work culture, period. Honestly, it really was. It truly was. And so it's not uncommon to have these toxic leaders, toxic cultures, because we're people, we're imperfect. There are different things going on. But I'm here to tell you that there is hope, and it can be addressed. But you have to make sure that you address it. You have to address it in yourself first. Make sure you see your primary care physician. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. And find out what's going on with you. And then you want to begin to assess your work environment. Do you need to have a conversation with a coworker? Well, it's probably more so a manager at this point. Who do you need to have a conversation with on your leadership team to begin to bring about a solution? Because you have to know who the key decision makers are to know how you can receive the help that you need. Now, sometimes this is possible, sometimes it is not. But I definitely believe in following protocol. Absolutely. And so you want to make sure you talk to the necessary people, talking with HR, talking to your director to see what all can be done to bring a solution to this. Now, a lot of times this is very systematic. So it's a structural issue. Sometimes it takes a total overhaul. It's totally beyond you. It can even be beyond your director. So you have to be able to assess and know where the ball stops and where the root of change needs to happen and start at. Because again, it could be beyond you. It could be something that has just been going on for so long. Everyone has just kind of fallen into it. It's just systematically dysfunctional and everyone has just rolled with it. Or you may not have had the direct power to change it. That was kind of like what my case was. I did begin to talk and share with my managers, different people who I was reporting to. I started to get a little bit of relief, but at the end of the day, there was an overall structural change that needed to occur that leadership was unwilling to do. And we have to be able to recognize that as well. And you have to be able to prioritize your health, both physically and mentally, when you see that happening. Because again, I am very much about protocol, going to talk, going to see how can this be adjusted, bringing it to the attention, because sometimes people might not be aware. However, more times than not, there is a level of awareness, and it's more so about what are you going to do about it to bring about a change. So in my case, I did have conversations. Some slight changes were made, but not the overall cultural changes that was needed in order to really help out, and not just help me, but to help our entire staff. And so you want to watch and be careful that you are not just doing these little shortcut changes that will not have a long lasting impact, because when you do that, you're going to have the same issues that you had before. Okay, so you want to make sure that you watch for that. You want to bring about a transformation within your culture and your organization so everyone can be healthy, so your culture can facilitate a healthy work structure, healthy work practices, and all of that, so people will actually want to come to work, so your staff will feel valued and honored. So unfortunately, in my case, this did not happen, and I ended up leaving. And I left for another job, and I wasn't the only one to leave. I want to say within the next 1 to 3 years, my entire department that I worked with actually left the exact same organization. So make sure when you are going through these things and you are experiencing it, make sure you do not gaslight yourself. These things are real. I encourage you, if you have a therapist, talk with them, talk to a mentor, talk with trusted voices who can help you process this. But I'm here to tell you, this is real. Stress can make you physically sick. Stress will absolutely and directly affect our nervous system and throw it out of whack and just keep us in this anxious state. Okay, so now we're getting into the mental health part where you can be anxious. I was anxious all the time. I had a hard time sleeping. I could not get rest. I did not want to go to work. I dreaded going to work. All right. And so it's very important that we pay attention to all of these signs, because again, stress can kill you. Stress affects our nervous system. It can affect our memory. It can affect our brain. All of these different things go together. And that is why I am so big on helping to facilitate healthy work structures and environments, because I don't want anyone to go through what I went through. I don't want anyone to be like me, driving to work feeling as if you're going to die, feeling as if you're having a heart attack every day, which was really a panic attack. Okay, but I took that as a warning sign, another warning sign, because there were others, that there was more, there was something else that I needed to do. And so, as we know, we are hearing about the Great Resignation. Over 4 million people have quit their jobs. Now, this does not mean that they have not gotten another job, right? But to have that amount of people is huge. Did you know that 90% of employees desire flexibility in the how and where they work? These are numbers that we must pay attention to. And we also have to remember that without our staff, without our volunteers, our organizations will pretty much cease to exist. So we really have to be committed to working with one another well in order to complete our mission and our vision. And that is why I am here right now, because I have curated a training all about productivity and impact. So I am looking to work with 25 companies who desire to be extremely productive, successful, whether it be in revenue, being that engaging more clients, more customers, okay, having a healthy staff. I desire, and my goal is to work with 25 companies where this is your goal, because you can be productive in this time and in this season. And I am here to help with that. I have a specialized curated training package that I have developed with this. I will work with you starting with assessment, and then I also have webinars and also some consultations as well. So we can talk about it, because when people burn out, when they begin to become physically and mentally unwell, they are on their way out the door, or they are on their way to being less effective within the workplace, which can affect your numbers, your money numbers, your clients, your volunteers, your level of engagement, your level of productivity and impact. So this is something that you want to be very mindful of. You want a healthy staff. You want a healthy team. You want a healthy ministry. You want a healthy volunteer team, because it is people who keep our world going round and around and around. We saw that when it came to essential workers and who was deemed as an essential worker, and how we had to pivot and shift. And so I am so passionate again about helping companies be productive, because I know at one time I was not operating at the highest level of effectiveness because of the work culture, because I wasn't well, because I was stressed out, burnt out, I was anxious, doing 12-hour work days unnecessarily. I was not well. And there are others, and it may be even you, who are not well. And you know that you are not well. And so I recognize this. I've experienced it. I've been through it. But there is hope at the end of the tunnel. I believe that if you are watching this, you want the best for your company, your organization. And I am here to provide the solution for that. So I would love for you to book a consultation with me. I will make sure that I put the link in the comments. And again, I am looking to work with at least, I'll say, 25 companies, and I'm virtual, so I can go nationwide to help your company be more productive and impactful, even in this season, as you honor and work with your staff and your team. Okay? And so it's very important that we listen and adhere in this time to what's going on, that you listen and know what's going on with your staff, and being very honest about it and acknowledging it. Being able to acknowledge where you are really is the first step to getting better. And I believe if you're watching this, you desire healthy, innovative, and productive workspaces and organizations. And I'm here to help that. So I just wanted to jump on and share a little bit about my story, because I know that my story will help others. I know that it will save lives. And so just wanted to jump on here and share that. Feel free to share this video, but definitely book your consultation call with me so we can get started with your company. If you are not in that position where you can bring me in, you can email me at info@IamEmpowered.life, and you can CC your HR director, your manager, your director of people and culture, those type of areas, and we can schedule a call, because I would love to come in and empower your organization so you can be healthy, so you can be well, so you can be productive and have a maximum impact in 2022. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening to my story. I love to empower others with my story, with my experiences, and with my expertise. So have an amazing week. Have a great rest of your evening, and I look forward to empowering you real soon. Blessings. Bye.